Hello everyone, how good of you to join and welcome back to Anno 1800 Megacity, looking at our smaller crown falls at the moment. The foundation in the first episode is over and we have artisans already in our city. We also have a nice proposal by Dr. Hugo Mercier, and he would actually offer us 24,000 credits if we want to go with a trade rights with him, so trade contract, and we could then trade with him. And 24,000, of course, I'm taking this in as it would boost our money significantly to 34,000, and with that we can actually start some more industry now. Also, in the meanwhile, my ship is on its way, right? So the Endeavor on its way to the New World, hopefully finding us something there, hopefully still some available islands that we can use. Now for my city itself, with the artisans now, as we can see, consumption of some certain goods is going up. I would also like to do something real quick while we're at it, and that is changing the appearance of the artisans, of course, to a more darker tone. So my last megacity looked rather bright. This time I want to focus on the brick architecture for Crown Falls. We are going to have several cities. All of them will look different. For Crown Falls, I would like to go with a bit more American style, a brick style. Now let's have the next brick factories just while we're at it. And also, of course, I need to boost my next production, which is the next grain. We can afford this now. Very good. With another windmill and then 2 more bakeries as well right here in the center. I would also like to probably go ahead and just boost my soap production then as well a bit. And oh yes, sausage, very important that we do this. To also get this, we can just double our production here for the piggies, right? So I can just basically take the whole thing and copy it over to this side there. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Bear in mind, these are not going to be permanent, so I'm not bothering about silos or anything like that, because we're going to have the piggies somewhere else at some point. Let's also build 2 of them right away. And at some point, we definitely will also need another warehouse then. Another thing I should push now is my sailmakers. We want to start building more ships soon, and for that I do need sailmakers. 2 are going to be perfectly fine, so let's just make a connection here, and those 2 will then just need 2 sheep farms, so I'm also going to place them right next to them. We can have the space here for the sheepies, just like that. And this one is already done. Let's build both of them. They're not really expensive and the sail production will be up and running now. Bente also offers trade rights for now. Very good. She doesn't give us any money though, unfortunately. And of course, we're going to accept on this any kind of good diplomacy I'll take with me, even though Bente is also pulling ahead now military-wise. So that means that they will more likely be then, you know, opposed to us the more their military strength grows. Miss Hunt, of course, is already at war with us, and this probably stays now for quite some time. We need to be very careful in the New World, as my ship is now leaving Crown Falls, starting the expedition, because out there's lots of dangers, and I would like to discover at least a few islands and settle on one before that ship gets destroyed. We continue with just reinforcing our productions. So we do have our potato farms. Let's have 2 more in this area together, then also with another warehouse that I would definitely like to go here. Why warehouses? Why am I not upgrading the existing warehouses? Simple as that. A warehouse costs me 10 tons of timber, while the upgrade not only cost me 2,500 credits, but also 20 timber and 20 bricks. So it's much more expensive. However, of course, we waste more space by just building basic warehouses. But for the beginning, it is totally fine as we really have enough space. I would also like to go ahead here with my next fishermen. So we are already getting a bit low there. And we can just continue then having some of them probably here piling up. And in that case here, let's make the connection. And I'm probably going to have this one here being connected like so. Definitely need to make sure that the warehouses have their connection. And let's build 3 of them right away, as they're rather cheap anyway. So the whole coastline is now full of fisheries. One thing that we can do and should do in order to increase happiness is deleting some of these buildings here and placing us a nice looking church right into the city center. We do have quite a lot of new variations of churches available, from the standard one to the more modern, more luxurious looking buildings. Let's actually go for one of the standard ones early on, right? And then we will gradually try to level them up. So right over here, we can go with that. It will affect most of my city, as we can see. Some parts better, some parts less, and we can also go ahead with a nice little entrance here then for this building.
When a queen asks you to do something...
And this is the highest building so far, and we got our first landmark building with that as well. Now, let's just check it out. We finished another quest, and we do get the shopping center quest. Standing at the southernmost tip of the world, Crown Falls is the perfect location for a commercial port to connect to the wider world. The queen therefore insists on your improvement of the city's harbor area. So just for your information, if you haven't followed this one yet, the Sunken Treasures quest that we're following here is helping the queen building up a big metropolis, and also finding her lost artifacts from the battles of against La Corona, and in that case we're just helping her out, building a big metropolis and a palace, of course, for her. Now, as we also can see, what is happening is the AIs are now flooding in. Yep, we have them. Hugo Mercier is building and already settling the largest island that we have in the south. And we destroyed a ship of Miss Hunt. Yep, there it is. It was too close to my harbor area. That is her mistake though. And I totally lost it. I cannot collect the cargo, unfortunately, at the moment. However, we have the first 18 tons of sails now in, and that means I can start building up a smaller shipyard, and I would like to do this then right over here in the harbor area, and the shipyard costs me 10,000 credits, so it's going to half my current balance, and quite a lot of bricks and timber, but it's going to be worth it. Let's go ahead and build our shipyard. And on it, we can now build our first two types of ships, the schooner and the gunboat. Let's go ahead with the schooner so that we can start also building up a logistical network here in Crown Falls right away by delivering building materials to my other islands. Meanwhile, the expedition has its event. A helpless merchant brig is being pillaged by despicable pirates. Its captain is a friend to many of your crew who are ready to die in order to save him. Fire the cannons at the pirate's ship. And that was rather successful. We do get 20 gold bars. We can sell them if we had the space for them. I could get rid of my bread and get in with the gold. It should give us a nice early boost of money. So let's go ahead and then take it and continue with the expedition. And a little bit later we have finished the expedition and arrive in the New World. And what strikes me right away is that there is a huge island that we discovered just like that is not settled yet. And on this island we do find some caoutchouc, pearls, plantain and coffee. Unfortunately no cotton. I would have loved some cotton. Let's just make sure that in the New World we're not going against any pirates. So Sean Lafortune, of course, is in the area. Isabel Samento also introduces herself. She's over here and she's gifting us with a clipper with some basic building materials that we can use in order to settle on an island. Alright, we can see the outskirts of the islands. So I do kind of like know where we should go. And I think this time we were rather quick about the New World. Yeah, depends where you look. This island is not settled, so it probably will serve as an emergency island. It has no rivers on board, so it definitely is enough building space for a massive island. 15 oil fields, some 7 gold deposits, also bauxite, so we could get the airships going here. Caoutchouc, plantain, coffee is just amazing, of course, but we do need cotton. Without cotton, I cannot advance to engineers. This would be my major goal right now. Let's just make sure that both my ships stay safe, though. Back in Crown Falls, I would like to continue though with my next expansion. So we definitely should go ahead and get us another district rolling. Another island unsettled yet comes to play, and this one is probably the one that I would like to go for. Cotton, plantain, sugar and coffee all on one island. Let's just choose this location here. And yeah, it's definitely the one that I would like to go for. Oh, we also got Sean Lafortune already piling up, and he is at war with us, so we should be careful and avoid him at all costs. This is looking like a very good island. Also no real rivers here, so I could and should probably take it then. My flagship continues scouting the other areas, and I will definitely settle here. It's probably not the island for a big megacity in the New World. We're waiting on the New World Rising DLC for that anyway, but it is definitely a nice starting island, and we have everything that we need on it. Ah, and there's the Bente Island coming up, where Bente Jorgensen has already settled. Lucky us, we're still at peace with her. And she also got herself a nice island there with plantains, cotton. It's just the most important thing early on, and coffee. And yeah, before Miss Hunt rolls around and destroys my ships or the pirate, let's settle quickly in the New World. And once again, I'm going to name this once after one of my supporters, Martinez. Thank you for your support. And we also get the unifier influence bonus right away because we settle on so many islands. That gives me a flat out 100 worker bonus early on. Yeah, with this we have the new worlds and not a very bad island at that. Absolutely not. Lots of oil that I can see here too for Crown Falls then, for electricity and trains later on. Let's go ahead and have some basic structure here in the center, of course, also once again with a nice bigger road than in the center. And then a road that we continue onward somewhere here deep into the jungle. I mean, holy cow, you definitely don't want to get lost in here on this island, where there's just one solitary dirt road now going right over here to this area where we're building up our first industry, as always, the logging industry. And I would like to go ahead also with some 4 sawmills here right away that are going to support then the city.
Ship constructed.
And on the other hand, we can also start now with the city itself of Martinez. Let's just go ahead and make us a nice bigger road here towards the beach area then as well. And then we can start with our first buildings. With also the marketplace, we can now go ahead and start building the first people. And with that, we reach the age of tradition. The first Honolars are moving in. Workforce that we need right away for our timber production. Now quickly looking at the old world, what we can see is Miss Hunt has quite a few ships now. Yes, this is one of the new frigate types of frigate assets that we have, and she is already getting a lot of ships out here, so we probably should also prepare our fleet before we get a surprise attack. Back in Crown Falls, we can continue with upgrading a few more people to artisans. I should definitely do this as the income is just really skyrocketing with that. So let's just use my building materials for some more artisans, and as always, also change the skin then right away. Also our first residence quest for the artisans. My precious Annabelle is about to commence her lifelong voyage of learning. She will shine a light so bright on the wall. I must have a picture of her with her fellow pupils, probably at the school. And yep, we do need to take a photo of the school itself. Just perfect with the fire in the background. I love it. And what do we get out of that? Not only the docklands that we have unlocked now. This is really nasty. Miss Hunt just sent a royal galleon into Crown Falls. How's that even possible? We are in deep trouble. This is a tier 4 ship already. I'll take this to build frigates. We do need to go ahead with that. My first frigate is coming out now soon. Also, we probably will need to use some of our money for getting up some more weapon production. So we have another weapon factory here. With that, we should stay even now with the steel. We still have a slight surplus, very good. And doubling our weapon production is only one of the first things. We do, of course, need to afford all of that. That means more houses in general. And I'm pretty sure, yes, we can also upgrade a lot of additional farmers now to workers. Let's go ahead with this, especially here in the town center. And also here at the back, using all the timber that we still have. My schooners are also out. I still need to wait with my schooners though, because I'm out of timber now. I would love to send it over. And yeah, she lost her last ship and now she's sending in a royal galleon. She could easily, by the way, take one of my islands with that. Let's just see where she's going though. It might be useful to further boost our reputation with Hugo, as we want to strive with an alliance with him at some point to have some protection there at least against her. I continue with some city building. We're going ahead and have the next main road going then over there, and so I can use this area for more city building. We already have a marketplace there, so it should be fine that we go ahead with a bunch of more buildings, just like these guys here, by the way, right, with their own special entrances. I would love to use this in addition for that area. And then some more blocks right over here, with probably one of these here being for another marketplace or something like that. Let's go ahead and also have these buildings here built right away. And I think we also just found Sean Lafortune's hideout. And we, yep, definitely should stay away here, as there's the cannons. And with that, the pirate's base has also been discovered. Things are rolling up. I haven't found any other islands of the opponents though, but I'm pretty sure they're somewhere here in the northern area. Then, as with the north, you get rather quickly out again. In Martinez, we do need to continue building, so we have enough timber for the next expansion, and with that we also reach town level. Let's go ahead and have the next blocks then right over here. And build them as well. We will also need to start worrying now about my first productions then in the New World. And the Clipper can actually stay in place for now. How's it looking in the Old World? Oh yeah, Hugo also has now a nice little fleet coming up. And my first frigate is coming out soon. We can already commission a second one, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Meanwhile, we've reached over 7,000 people, and with that level 20 as well. That means a bit more influence coming in. Let's build the next marketplace, and no, I cannot. Oh, and Miss Hunt also settled now in the southernmost island of Cape Trelawney with her royal galleon. Nasty ship that is. Let's upgrade a few more. Also, we unlock the airships now, and city status has been achieved with Crown Falls. My balance is still not really shiny though.
Well, it seems that I'm famous, but I'm not in.
We need to continue with the bread production, as we're getting rather low on that again as well. Look at my, at my balance. We are going completely out now of money. And I'm building that warehouse here once more. Also, I continue with just having a few more people upgraded. And there it is, also the war threat of Sean Lafortune. He wants 80,000 credits for us to pay. Otherwise, he's going to war with us. And of course, I have to decline. We don't have that amount of money. Not even close. And that means we remain at war with the pirate now. There's the war declaration, the next one. It's getting rough out there. I'm very, very concerned about this ship here and where it's going. We do need to get more clippers out, more frigates. Production-wise, we're rather looking good at the moment. Now also with the latest reinforcement of Brad. That means we can continue with another expansion of the city itself. And we also have it now, our first frigate. There it is in all its glory. Getting out there and hopefully bringing us glory, even though of course a frigate is just fodder to a royal galleon. So we need to be smart about it. We need to use the harbor defenses as protection. This district, let's continue building it. We do need more taxpayers urgently. And with that also level 21. We're constantly low on timbers, so I would also once again boost my timber production by just adding another whole block to it. Let's get a bit further outside. So here we should be able to do it. We cannot even afford the roads for it right now though. Have everything in blueprint mode. Somewhere here, I guess. As we're getting closer to Crown Falls itself, right? To the Crown Falls. There we have them. The huge waterfalls. For now though, we can use this area for chopping down some trees. Make the connection. And go ahead and build them right away. By the way, are we still boosting? We're still boosting them. And we're down to 90 credits only. This is getting nasty. Where's that ship going? Please don't tell me it's going to one of my islands. Since we're just waiting on some building materials in Crown Falls, I can continue in Martinez, my New World island. We do have a resident quest here. Let's just have a look at that. Didn't your editor want a picture of us, BCBs of the New World, to think people waste their time with these petty distractions? And take a photo of this family. I like that nothing more than else. Anything else? Let's submit it and give me the reward, please. Carpenter for the trade unions, it's worth 2,000 credits. At least that would be something. My ship has discovered another island. Is Hugo Mercier not settling in the New World yet? It doesn't look like it. There's still another major island here and here.
Competitors have agreed an alliance.
Oh, and there it is. Hunt and Bente Jorgensen are allied. I was fearing this.
It's all prepared.
It could lead to Bente declaring war on us at some point now, because usually alliance partners stick together. The next newspaper, we are going with heavy propaganda this time. 30 reduced consumption and 15% more income. We do need money. And there's the pirate harassing my flagship. Let's try to get to the safety of my harbor, but I think we might lose my flagship now.
Our circle is watching your every deceit.
Alright, luckily the flagship is faster. We get the political influence bonus because of the propaganda that we use, and we're sitting at 1,500 ballots now thanks to the propaganda, another 14% newspaper effectiveness. Let's continue building the next houses here in Martinez right away, and then we should also have a look at the first production chains, and that would be of course the plantain, in order to boost our population here a bit. With that we do need some fish oil factories. Let's go ahead and have some 2, and long term wise some 4. And we will also need plantain plantations, probably going ahead with that, where we have some space. The island really is not that big. I would really like to squeeze them into some corner where where I don't have to worry about that, together with the alpaca farms. So this one looks like a nice corner. Go ahead and start with the plantain plantations. And those fields we'll just use then here in this area. There we go, some nice abundant alpaca plantations together with the poncho darners, plus also some plantain plantations, with the ability of course to continue then all the way into this direction for some more expansion later on, as we're definitely going to need that. One thing I of course missed is the famous fire station, and there we go. With that we can already start with this production. Now I still need some kitchens, right? So plantain kitchens, go ahead and have them piling up then in this area. And also, I would like to have another warehouse then though as well. Let's go ahead. 2 kitchens, 2 plantain plantations. Can we afford this much actually? Not really. And 2 fish oil factories. Now for the last one we actually need to wait. There it is. And we're down to 0 credits now. I'm a bit scared. We continue with some more expansion then of my houses, as I do also want more taxpayers in Martinez. The next frigate is coming out. How very good. Let's leave some space here for the oil fields. Build them right away, as we kind of like cut our way through the jungle to increase the size of the city. Martinez will get then the fried plantain and the ponchos, and with that we can also then upgrade to Obrero's tier 2, but that of course is a bit further away. Where's my flagship in the meantime? Do we still have it? It has arrived in Martinez. Let's just unload some stuff. We also get lots of timber that I can use to further boost my city size. So I would definitely like to go ahead. Just copy this one. Bear in mind, really, those cities will not look like copy and paste later on. Right now, speed is of the essence. I'm trying to plaster as many buildings as possible. We do need taxes, but of course we're going to delete buildings as we progress through the game to build monuments, service buildings and stuff like that. So the cities will change drastically over time. Right now though, money is everything. Let's go back to Crown Falls, because in Crown Falls we definitely have enough timber. Yep, let's build those remaining farmers over there, and then definitely more artisans. Let's have them here in the city center. I think we can upgrade this whole block there. Very good. Let's also change them right away. And this one leads to 2,000 on the balance right now. However, of course, the consumption will increase with that. So we just need to monitor this one closely. I would also work on my next production chains now. And that would be very important then soon, the beer that we are going to need for happiness and taxes. And also the sewing machines that we can definitely start here as well. For the beer, we do need to look out for an island that has hops plantation on it. Like this one here, Lost Mill. A beautiful big island. Hops and fur, both of them we need. And I think we're going to start, of course, in Lost Mill then with our next productions. I do have my schooner ready.
Stations.
Lalibela. Lalibela, we're going to put full now with 100 tons of timber and get this one down to Lost Mill right away. Because here we can also have a clay production. We have 3 iron deposits. We're probably going to make our industry island out of this one here later on.
I didn't set them upon you. I didn't need.
Very problematic. We get the first rights in the New World. I can, of course, afford a police station. However, I would rather not, as it costs me 2,500 construction costs. But I just have to do it. So let's go ahead and build us a police station in the city center that will arrive or get everything into their radius. Also another fire station close by, as these buildings like to go on fire. And another thing that my people want before they really go bonkers is probably a chapel that we haven't provided yet. So I'm also going to build a chapel for all of them. Let's just see. That should be fine here.
You think it's free will, but you're a pawn.
But a nice chapel here. Ornaments are missing. That's for later. This should also increase happiness then quite a bit. And I think we can also now... or we should also be able then to get us the fried plantains out. That is what I'm going to unlock now. The first need of my Honoreros. Please be happy with that. Only now, a bit late, Miss Hunt is coming into the New World. She preferred Cape Trelawney before settling in the New World, but now she's also here, if that's her first island, because there's still some unhidden or some hidden islands down here in the south that I'd rather not dare to go for now, because the pirate is at war with us and he's got quite a few ships now in the ocean. So I'd rather stick with my flagship to Martinez, main harbor. As always, we have some building materials. Let's continue with some minor expansions of artisans. Especially here then, so this whole area is growing into something, and we can also upgrade more farmers, of course, to workers, which we should be doing. I'm also glad to report that the creepy girl is still being caged away in the artisan houses, even with the new skins. Doesn't take long for the pirate to complete or to directly attack Martinez. He's not, of course, attacking Martinez, but the clipper oyster catcher that we have. Let's try to get oyster catcher to Cape Trelawney. It is a rather fast ship, so it should outmaneuver the pirate there quickly.
Is under attack.
And now the pirate is attacking my harbor building? Is he supposed to do that? He is attacking my harbor building. Very strange indeed. He's losing though quickly health, so probably he will die before he destroys anything. My flagship, of course, is also firing already. And we might find some precious loot out of that encounter. And a little bit later, that ship is sinking. We destroyed a pirate ship. He might come for revenge.
New orders?
Let's take the loot. Perhaps there's something we can use. Or we can sell. That would be even better. It's some rum. Alright, I'll take rum. By the way, speaking about selling things, I think my clipper already left the New World, but we can use the flagship. By the way, close off the rum for now. Unload everything that we have. And take the items that we found, right? So the gold ingots we have. And I think that's it though. Yep, at least the gold ingots. And do we have an item? Yes, we have the carpenter. Let's get this to Isabel Cemento and sell it. Making some profit out of that might be a good idea.
Your streets are safe again.
Back in Martinez, back in Crown Falls, I'm sorry. Yes, so we can go ahead. We could build the first Royal Galleon now, as we have the weapons. We could also wait for 2 more tons of weapons to come in to build our first ship of the line. Definitely up for that. Let's wait for some 2 more tons of weapons to come in, and then we can build a tier 3 ship right away. And with that, we should have a nice little navy then, consisting of frigates and ship of the lines to protect the waters in front of Crown Falls, at least for now. Meanwhile, we can go ahead and continue with the expansion of Crown Falls. So let's go ahead and have some more blocks of houses than here. Leading this whole area there. Don't forget, this is probably going to be the central park that we are planning. And then we're going to have some monuments, of course, as well. Especially the skyscraper we can then squeeze in somewhere here. But this is all going to be dense city area, right? So the core of the city, more or less, with skyscrapers and stuff like that. So I would like to keep some higher density layout as well for this. And I love that layout that we can also then just conveniently squeeze in to this area. Let's go ahead and build them, as we do have enough timber. Timber is really rolling in right now, I'm pleased to report. Yeah, Martinez is in deep trouble though. The riots are being followed by another fire. We should be able to mobilize the fire force, so the firefighters. So there's 2 now on their way to douse the flames. And yeah, Fried Plantain is in. We do have everything ready actually to build us the alpaca production. So let's build another warehouse, a fire station, and go ahead with, let's make 2 alpaca farms for now and 2 poncho darners. And once again, my animals have the best of all views. And I tell you what, these alpacas have already seen some massive battles in the past. Looking good for now. Martinez is growing, Crown Falls is growing. Tensions are rising though because of the Pirate and Miss Hunt, and the alliance between Bent and Miss Hunt will probably also lead to more trouble soon. So we should force our military, but we should also, of course, force beer production because alcohol makes people happier than ever. Stay tuned.